Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I am your host, the King of Do, and this is Do News. Let's do this. Welcome back to Do News. I'm your host, the King of Do. Merry Christmas. I'm glad you're here. We got a lot to cover today. The markets are going crazy, so let's do this. I hope you guys are as excited as I am today. The markets are out of control. There is so much green and so little red. Right now I'm looking at CoinMarketCap, and the top 100 coins. Top 100 coins are all green. You could basically throw money at this stuff and make money right now. I was thinking, man, this year Charlie Lee is my Santa Claus. I tell you what, the news he broke about getting out of Litecoin, you know what they say, buy on the bad news. That was fantastic. Free money to everyone who got in. Everyone that held is being rewarded today as well. I don't know if you guys got a chance to actually look at my most recent video, my official 2018 predictions. I did a top 5 pick of my top 5 coins to invest in. The ones that I believe are the safe investments that can return you thousands of percents of gains, just like we had this year. My 5, and I'll just give them to you again now, because why go back and see it again when you can hear it again right now? It was Litecoin, EOS, Neo, Stratus, and ARK. All of those are up today, but that's not saying much because the whole market is up today. However, Litecoin in particular right now is outperforming Bitcoin and Ethereum, which is really, really important. In fact, what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and first I'm going to bring up the chat, since we have some people that are moseying in here and as we're live. And then I'm going to go ahead and bring up the market cap. All right, so here we are taking a look at CoinMarketCap. I hope you guys like the darker background. Better for you people who like to watch me at night. I know most of my viewers come from Europe, actually, so it's probably getting pretty dark over there right now. Taking a look at the markets here, America's just now waking up. People are hitting the road for Christmas over here. People got the day off, and what are they doing? They're saying, hey, you should probably buy some Bitcoin. You should probably buy some Ethereum. You should probably buy some Litecoin, and on and on and on. And that's exactly what's happening. People have got their Christmas bonuses, cash in hand, ready to throw it down in the market, and it's definitely looking like we are going to have the same type of market that we did during Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving was really an incredible time with gains in the greens like this day after day after day. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know what the future holds, but I do know, I'm telling everyone I meet, buy anything right now, right? Just get your money in the market. We have so many bull indicators for this market right now. It's incredible. Of course, this could always be a bull trap right now. And I'm willing to admit it could be. So always make sure you got your stop losses in place to manage your risk appropriately. But at the end of the day, you should be looking to hold. So, you know, I set my stop losses at things that's like basically, you know, the entire thing implodes instantly. Major crash kind of scenario. So I'm a long-term holder, and I encourage you guys to do that as well and diversify your portfolios. All right, we got some people coming in right now. Guys, we're just going through what's going on in the markets right now, taking a look at the gainers, the big gainers. One of the biggest gainers going on right now that I actually talked about in my video yesterday and shared with you guys as one of my best recommendations is Stratus. Stratus is hitting all-time highs right now. If you guys have been paying attention to Stratus, this chart has actually been gaining a lot of value in its Bitcoin ratio, especially during the last dip. So even though everything in the market was down, you basically gained a lot of Bitcoin on Stratus, and today you're reaping those benefits of that as you're seeing an exponential increase there, 40% by the time it's over. you know, a 48-hour increase here on Stratus, you could be looking at as high as 80, 100%. Based on the amount of volume. So I'm looking at the volume. Volume is a very important indicator for what the potential is of these different moves. And right now, Stratus is actually among the top about 10 or 15. It keeps bouncing around, but it is driving right now. I noticed last night even that on Google Trends actually had Stratus as one of the top trending keywords being searched for all things cryptocurrency. For all things cryptocurrency, guys. And that's saying something considering it's down here at 29 right now. You're going to see Stratus bump up to the top 20s in no time at the rate that it's going. It's definitely outperforming. Another one that I actually didn't talk about is Komodo. And Komodo is one that I'm going to go ahead and drop to you guys in this video today to be looking out for. Only up 15 today. Only up 15, guys. Oh man, in the stock market, you have to wait maybe months for that with some stocks. Only up 15% today. Now, Komodo is a pretty awesome concept. Basically allows decentralized smart contracts of ICOs. So basically, there can be no regulation of ICO, etc. At the end of the day, people are going to be able to continue to raise money for whatever it is they want to raise money for in a decentralized manner. And it's a pretty cool platform. There's a bunch of other features for that as well, but Komodo has a lot of opportunity coming up in the next year, and I want you guys to make sure you go check out Komodo and make your own investment decision there. But what they've been doing quietly behind the scenes for the last year is develop, and deliver, and it's never anything sexy. It's never these big, grandiose, crazy news stories. You know, Komodo is not going to go partner with some major bank or anything, but when you go and you actually look at what they're getting done, they're making it happen. All right, we got some people coming in to the chat right now, and we got John Doe giving me a heads up. We're not in the testing period, I don't think, right now. As far as what the charts are looking like, if we actually want to go take a look, you always want to go and you want to look at the Bitcoin chart if you're going to do your charting for the overall market and market cap, guys. It's very important to understand, and this is a very, very important concept. If no one's ever taught you this or you haven't learned this before, Bitcoin is like an index of the entire cryptocurrency market, okay? It always is a little bit of a prediction of what's about to happen, and you've got to pay attention to Bitcoin at all times. You cannot get caught up in all your fun little alts that you own. It's fun having those crazy 100, 200%, 1,000% gains for sure, but you have to be paying attention to the Bitcoin markets. It's going to tell you really what's going on here. And you guys can't quite see that there, so I'm going to bring it on over here, right here. And you guys can see we've been hyperbolic. This is just out of control. If we go into the 1 day right now, you can see that we have a steady upward trend, and we're starting to hit this resistance line right here. I should probably pull up some actual charting for you guys. It looks like CoinMarketCap's getting flooded. All right, so now in a dream world here, what would actually be the best thing for us to happen is we actually see an increase back up close to the 20,000 mark, and then a pullback. Okay, that actually would be the best thing that could happen like in the next 2 to 3 days, is that we actually go to the $20,000 mark, we touch it, and we pull back. Now, if we pull back, and we only pull back to about this range, we're about 1,600 again, 1,700, you better hold on, guys, because all the indicators at that point are going to shoot us straight up to the moon. We'll be looking at $25,000, $30,000 Bitcoin before the end of the year, if that happens in the next few days. Now, if we actually go straight up and break up right now, we're not going to have as much hyperbolic movement. And essentially the reason being is because the movement basically ends up shaking out all those weak hands. And I know none of you guys got weak hands. You guys are all holding, right? So the best thing that we can do for this market is actually get rid of all the noobs. And let them come buy back in on the next run, okay? And hopefully we've already gotten rid of a lot of those, and it's really, really good. This is just basic market economics 101. That's how come this charting stuff, these technical analysis stuff works. It's a very strong indicator of performance, future performance, and future success. All right, guys. So, again, I'm the King of Do. If you haven't been here before, maybe this is your first time, you're just getting to know me, make sure you subscribe. Right now, I am just hanging out with you guys today. It's Christmas. There's actually not a lot of news because it's Christmas. All these people are celebrating the holidays themselves. There's not a lot of new news. So there's not a lot to share, but I wanted to spend it with you guys and enjoy, just for a moment, how crazy of a year it's been. And I know some of you guys have been with me since early summer, and you guys have been amazing supporters of the channel. It's pretty ridiculous. I keep every single donation you guys give me. It's hilarious to go back and see when that was given, and then what it essentially is worth today. And it's just mind-boggling, guys. It's just absolutely mind-boggling. And I really, really appreciate you guys so much. All right. So, hey, we got some people in here. If you guys want to ask a question, and this one's going to be more informal. I know in the last one I didn't really address any personal questions. I tried to stay on focus about the particular investments that I was recommending for your portfolios next year. So if you guys have any questions or you guys have any things that you want to recommend or suggest, go ahead and say it now. And let me know. Make sure you subscribe. Again, I know not everyone is a YouTuber, a hardcore YouTuber, but if you don't know this, you can actually subscribe, and what happens is you'll get a notification on your phone for when I go live like this, and then you also just get general notifications for when I post any videos. So if you find these videos exciting, if they're informative, definitely give me a quick subscribe, and you'll get more of that. This community of people, the people that follow my channel, are some of the most helpful and kind people I've ever met in my life. It's the reason I actually started this channel. If you don't know why I started this channel, it's because I had no one to talk to in my life about this. I had no one to engage with and have intellectual, deep conversations about blockchain technology, right? I have to, when I talk to people, I usually end up just saying, I have to explain what Bitcoin is. I have to explain that it's just a ledger, and that it's immutable, and I have to explain, the trust system and why it's pure, and and why there's so much confidence, and etc., etc. Much less a smart contract that Ethereum is capable of doing, right, guys? I can't start talking about the solutions that Ripple has for all the banks in the world. I can't talk about the Internet of Things with people. I can't talk about any artificial intelligence that's built into countless different ECR20 tokens and things like that. Good luck having a conversation with the guy next to you at work about EOS, an operating system that's decentralized. It makes my brain melt when I start thinking about it, and I still haven't gotten good at talking about it with people. And I've been practicing with people and trying to get good at talking about this operating system that is going to be decentralized. What else, guys? You talk about quantum. I can't even have a conversation with anyone about quantum computing, much less quantum. Neo, Verge, Lisk. The list just goes on and on of all these things that I want to talk about with people because they're game changers. I was actually on Facebook the other day, and I saw someone challenge a group of people, and they said, this cryptocurrency stuff's a joke. I dare anyone to justify any value in any of it. And you know what happened? That person just got blown up with nothing but business case after business case, case studies, videos, links to some of the most powerful, influential people in the world saying how this is going to change the world. This is it. This is it right now. And you guys are we're not even to early adopter stage. I hope you guys are getting excited. I'm getting excited right now, guys. This is what it's about. You wake up days like this, and you see the markets moving up, and your confidence just grows. You know you're in the right place at the right time. That this is bigger than you and me. This is bigger than any channel. This is bigger than YouTube. It's bigger than Reddit. This is so much bigger than any of us can possibly imagine because of the applications that it provides. I'm just getting really, really excited. I'm even excited, not just for business practices. I don't know if you guys follow Crypto. He's a really popular guy, one of the guys that inspired me to start this channel. Make sure you go check out Crypto and his channel. And Crypto has a friend that's working on this really, really cool project called Giveth. Basically, it's a smart contract coin, essentially. They're basically making smart contracts so that you can give in a decentralized way. You can do voting in a decentralized way, and create all this digital governance to exist in a decentralized manner. It's unbelievable. But essentially, you know, we're sitting here excited about, you know, how much money we're gonna make, right? Guys, I tell you, every single one of you, if you're holding right now, you made more money than some people make in their lives overnight, right? And so, you know, it's Christmas time. We want to give back and things like that, but there's not a lot of avenues for that. Giveth kind of does that, and I encourage you to go watch the interview he did with him. It just happened about a day or two ago on Crypto's channel. Learn about that. Learn about how this stuff isn't about just making money. It's about changing lives. It's about empowering people in poor places to go out and do things that they never could have done before. You know, I get excited about Golem and the fact that I can take, you know, a mining rig and basically give that opportunity, give that power, that supply of power, right, to somebody in a third world country that just wants to, you know, have a better life. And they want to learn how to program, or they do graphic design, but they don't have the processing power to render it. You know, that's game-changing stuff that I can sit here in my office in the beautiful United States of America and basically not even do anything but leave my machine running, and I'm actually changing people's lives, right? And the only thing that's missing is that connection to technology, and that's what blockchain is going to do. And I just get really excited about the future. I wish it was here tomorrow. It may not be here in 5 years, but I tell you what, in 10 years, everyone always underestimates what is capable in technology in a 10-year period. Guys, 10 years from now, this stuff is going to blow your mind. It's going to change your entire life. It's going to be integrated into everything you do, your work, your daily life, whatever religion you're a part of. It is going to impact it in ways you can't believe. So it's really, really exciting. I got some more people coming in, and let's see any oh, Digibyte. Yes, I saw Digibyte blowing up. I actually charted that one out pretty recently, and saw some wonderful indicators on that. So Digibyte's a really, really exciting one right now, with the amount of volume that's coming in, the buying pressure. Everything looks really, really good on that. Now, Digibyte is not one that I would hold, but it's definitely one that I would trade. Anyone have any other questions here? I'm just kind of reading through them real quick. Got all my monitors here, so I'm looking over here. Is today too late to start? What is it you're looking to start? You know, are you saying, is it too late to invest? Is it too late to, you know, I don't know. Too late to do what? I would say no, it's not too late to invest. The best thing you can do, this will change your life. This is my recommendation to you, Alpha Dog 500. If you're looking for a place to start, just go ahead. I got down below, you can actually see a link to Coinbase and to Changely, some other places where you can actually purchase some cryptocurrency. I don't care if it's $1. I don't care if it's $10. Put some skin into the game. I guarantee you this, and I think everyone in this chat right now would agree with me, just because you have skin in the game, you will not be the same person 1 month from now, 3 months from now. A year from now, your life will be different. Put some skin into the game and start learning. That's it. That's it. There's so much opportunity. This isn't even about the market today. Like, I'm looking at this market right now, and this is a complete joke. This is a joke, guys. Like, when you start doing this market cap versus other market caps, you look at what the internet market cap, just the internet market cap is, right? Worldwide. This is a complete and utter joke, okay? And the opportunities are endless, you know? Many of these technologies are going to get adopted that are going to branch out new companies. new initial public offerings. You guys will actually be able to buy stocks and companies on exchanges as well. Next year, tons of different investment institutions are offering 401k programs and similar investment funds like that. There's a ton of opportunity. It doesn't just start with what's on my screen today. We're going to look back at this someday and we're just going to giggle about most of these, because somewhere in here is like, the equivalent of AOL, right? We're not even to the MySpace yet, guys. We're not even close, because MySpace was like mass adoption, tons of people signing up, getting on, using it. And then, of course, Facebook came along. And Facebook was really finally when, like, actually everyone used the internet. Like, there was still, for many, many years, I'd run into people and they were like, yeah, I don't really use the internet. You know what I mean? And Facebook's finally is the one that really changed that, along with mobile devices and things like that. So, but what's different about blockchain in that regard is that all the infrastructure to actually disseminate this technology out to the world, whether it's mobile phones and just faster internet, things like that, the ability for this technology to spread in an instant is much, 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 much higher. And it's really, really exciting. So you guys are going to continue to see explosive growth. None of this is a joke. None of it is fake. You can actually go and look at the code and review the code and see what developers are working on, how often they're updating this stuff. You can see advancements in technologies. You can see different chains starting to work together and coming together. You see technologies that link the different blockchains, right? I talked about ARK. If you guys haven't looked at ARK yet, you need to go look at ARK as soon as this video is over. Smart bridge technology, it's the answer. It's the answer that we need in the world right now to be able to bring all these awesome different technologies together so that they can all feed off of each other and start growing. And that's what you're going to see happen. Back in the day with the internet, it was like you had this group of developers over here, right? And this one over here. And they're not going to talk to each other because why? Competitive advantage and things like that, right? There's no reason for them to come together, and they're all fighting for the same dollars, fighting for the same market share. None of that exists here, okay? And so when you have this amazing blockchain here and this one over here, and they can come together, you're gonna see magic happen, and it's gonna happen quick, guys. It's gonna happen quick. I tell you what, ARK, in the next year, in the next 2 years, as they start linking up these different blockchains, you better hold on to yourself. It's gonna get crazy. We've got quite a few people in here now. You bought some ARK the other day. Very nice. It definitely has potential. The thing is with ARK, though, versus EOS specifically, is they've actually deployed proof of concept. They're working on some really exciting technologies. The group of guys working on it are amazing. You should go and actually watch some videos on them. EOS, again, that is the speculative play, guys. I'm telling you what, it is the #1 speculative play of 2018. You will either lose every penny of it. Let's be real. You'll either lose every penny of it, or it's going to be a top 3 without a doubt in market cap. So let's do that math, shall we? Let's take a look. EOS is going to go up 10. That would be 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay, 5,000%. I don't know about you, but that's 5,000% roughly, and that's if it goes to #1 today. Now you account for the fact that the overall market cap's probably going to hit $1 trillion and shoot up to $2 trillion by the end of next year, and then you can take that 5,000% and double it. Sure, but that is only if they can provide the proof of concept come July. Okay, so the opportunity is so big, you have to own some, especially if you own Ethereum. You have to own a little bit of EOS. It helps hedge that a little bit, your Ethereum holdings. And you don't have to own a lot because I'm not joking, guys. If you guys understand what they're trying to accomplish at EOS and what it's capable of, it's worth the risk, worth the gamble. I'm not someone to give financial advice, but I tell you what, only put what you're willing to lose and then sit back, enjoy the ride on EOS, because it could be a game-changing experience, right? It was only a year ago we're looking at Ethereum in that same range, right? And, you could be picking up Ethereum this time last year for single digits, right? And now look at it, $744. There's not a doubt in anyone's mind it's breaking 1,000 soon. You know, you guys heard my predictions about it going to thousands next year, and it's just going to happen. It's likely a lot of it, the movement's going to happen this summer. I've been actually talking with a friend about trying to actually go to New York to participate in the summit that goes down there. We'll have to see about that. I believe it's in May this year. If you're going, leave a comment below and let me know if you're in the New York area. Maybe we can meet up when we're there and hang out. We can definitely eat some awesome food while we're in New York. I was in New York pretty recently, actually, and man, I just love New York. It definitely helps put a perspective on the potential of this stuff when you just see that much wealth just sitting there everywhere around you. It makes this stuff look like chump change. That we're dealing with here. You know, there's buildings, literally there is buildings that are probably worth as much as some of these market caps. So single buildings, guys. So awesome that you guys some people got into ARK. OMG is one that I'm really excited about as well. I don't think it has as much potential gains. I didn't add it to my list. It's definitely a good solid play in a portfolio. Now I understand that they're doing a lot of adoption and things like that in like Indonesia, and they have proof of concept, the technology, but they've got some really quirky things they need to work through. They got to kind of work through the challenges of merchant adoption. They're working on trying to get things legalized right now, and that's the big thing. You know, I think for me, I can be all in on it when they have confirmed some of the legalities around this kind of stuff so that merchants can feel safe, okay? And that's what you guys have to kind of wake up and start realizing. I know that a lot of you are definitely, you know, not real thrilled with regulation and things like that. But there are particular technologies in this space, okay, where that is required for that technology to essentially have mass adoption and be supported and things like that. We'll always have these decentralized options for us available, but government does play a role in every country. It has throughout all history. There's been good governments, bad governments, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend like we can live without one. We need government, and we need a good government would be the ideal one, of course. And we have a long ways to go to get there. I do believe that the transparency that is offered through blockchain can actually help us with our governments in the future. Wouldn't it be fascinating to actually see where all the money is coming from for campaign donations and be able to track it down all the way to the individual commercial ad, right? And actually know where that money went, you know, and actually be able to see transactions of when people are lobbying for things, when people are getting paid to vote, things like that. Would really, really, really be disruptive. So much so that that's pretty much the biggest fear I'm sure that a lot of these regulators have is the lack of transparency. Keeping us out of the know is what's giving them a lot of power to be able to do these things. You know, that day definitely could come to an end in our lifetime, but we have to be patient. That one's going to be a rough one. All right, we got some more. What do I think of Bitcoin Cash? Bitcoin Cash. This is all I got to say, okay? Bitcoin is a store of value and an index right now for almost everybody still. If you really want to, you know, go out and learn about where the market's headed, where it's going, you need to look at Bitcoin. I talked about that already. But Bitcoin in particular is so important. And I'm a big believer in it. I do believe it's going to go up more and more and more. We're going to hit so many new all-time highs this next year. But the technology is definitely outdated. What were you doing in 2013 on the internet? Definitely not what you're doing now. You know, the majority of websites you look at and use look completely different. What cell phone were you using in 2013? Look how far we've come so fast. Bitcoin is absolutely outdated. I'm just going to say Bitcoin Cash is also outdated. Right? They basically just copy and pasted, went over and kind of did things their own way, made a few changes, things that they believe are upgrades. And it's definitely, you know, I'll be honest, I would recommend it in anybody's portfolio as a new person. You know, honestly, I would have to recommend, if you don't know what to do, just, you know, purchase the top 10 or something. I don't know, like keep it simple, don't overthink it. Have a good solid index. Again, I'm not going to give you financial advice, but like that's just a direction to think about. But Bitcoin is just so important. Guys, you need to understand when people talk about the comparison of Bitcoin to gold, you guys hear that a lot, right? You often get these people that say, you know, Bitcoin has no value, it's meaningless. Guys, gold is a rock out of the ground. I don't know who in the world decided it has any value whatsoever. Just because there's not a lot of it. Oh, wait. There's not a lot of Bitcoin. Okay. Huh. What kind of gold do you want in your life? Okay. It's Christmas time. You're opening gifts. Let's say that somebody got you like a small, tiny little piece of gold, right? Maybe it was on your Christmas list. You like gold, you like silver, and you're into that stuff. That's awesome. What kind do you really want? Ideally, you want 99.99% pure. Wait a second. Bitcoin is 100% pure. Bitcoin is 100% pure. That is the concept of the blockchain. The confidence in what you own, right? For all you know, you just got this piece of gold as a gift, and the person bought it on eBay, and maybe it's not real. Maybe it's 98% pure. Maybe someone scraped off a little bit. I don't know. That's very rare, I know. It's a little extreme, I know. But think about that. Think about the comparison, and when people talk about gold to Bitcoin, that's what they're talking about. They're not talking about like the whole store of value thing. It is right now because you have to transfer money that way. I talked about this in my video yesterday, that in order for you to move money between exchanges and money move around, you basically have to do it in Bitcoin. The only other option for some exchanges is going to be Ethereum and Litecoin. And that's why you're seeing a lot of movement in Litecoin, a lot of volume in Litecoin. I can tell you that I have to move things around in Litecoin right now. There's no other option. So Bitcoin in its purity is better than gold. In its actual use is better than gold. You know, people used to, you know, essentially gold was like you would trade up to it, right? Think about it. Back in the day, a long time ago, people didn't have banks. You would have to carry your wealth with you. And there wasn't really money systems, right? So what would you do? You know, if you didn't want to haul around a chest full of silver, you would trade that up for your gold. And then you're carrying less. Same concept. No different than trading a $1 bill up to a $100 bill. It's just a medium to transfer money, right? Just a medium. And Bitcoin is that medium right now. And it's going to remain that way because it's beyond all these other names. Look at all these names on this list, okay? You guys, I'm pointing the wrong way. See this list over here? So on this list right here, you're seeing a ton of coins that ain't no one ever heard of, but you and me. Like, what the heck is a Ripple? That just sounds hilarious. Like, you just walk up to some random person and be like, hey, do you have a Ripple? The branding behind Bitcoin, the trust behind Bitcoin, its longevity, it is weathered through attacks and storms like no other coin. It has the most track record. People trust it. When people start learning about this technology and understanding how miners work and all that, and how decentralization works, everything about your belief in blockchain started with Bitcoin. It doesn't matter who you are, but it started there. It started with these examples of how Bitcoin works. And so people actually, when they first come to this space, that's what they learn about first. It's the first thing that they can wrap their minds around. It's a simple thing. It's a ledger. It might as well be in an Excel file. It's so basic It's easy to explain to people, and then it's easy to explain why it's so valuable. Bitcoin's not going anywhere for a long time, guys. It's a long time. We're not even to the early adopter stage, and it's going to be here. Get used to it. That's my take on Bitcoin. Bitcoin Cash, look, I understand that it can be faster. I understand that it has value to some people. A lot of these miners are pressing the issue, only accepting Bitcoin Cash. In fact, if you want the new AMP miner that just came out, you can only buy it with Bitcoin Cash. It's going to cost you $5-6 grand. But if you want the hottest new ASIC miner for Christmas, if that's what you're spending your Christmas money on, or you're taking some gains out to buy, that's awesome. But guess what? You're not taking it out to buy. You got to go put it in Bitcoin Cash and buy it that way. So a lot of these guys are forcing and pressing the issue. Honestly, if it has an ill taste in my mouth to it, I'm not a huge fan of it. But I don't judge anyone for trading it. You want to talk about one of the most manipulated coins in this entire list, top 100? Bitcoin Cash is at end of story, and we all know it. It's the worst kept secret. We know why it was created, who created it. It's unfortunate there's such a strong divide between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. I wish these people could just work together, but it's difficult, right? And that's just the nature of the world. I think that what we're starting to see early here in this space is politics don't go away because things are decentralized. It just doesn't happen. You would like to think that there is going to be a single blockchain to rule them all someday, but there won't be. We'll all have our own blockchains that we believe in and we're behind and that we use, whether it's in business, personal life, charity, you name it. So I will say I'm not super bullish on it. I'm not going to sit here and predict on that one. There's not enough history, even a technical analysis. Even if you did a technical analysis, you look and you can see clear manipulation. You know exactly what's going on there. It's not, so that's my personal take on that. Now, the other one that I feel that way about to a certain extent is just Ripple. We all know it's like, what, 50-60% owned by a small group of people. I know a ton of people made a lot of money on Ripple. I've enjoyed Ripple many times, okay? Don't get me wrong on Ripple. I actually do believe it has the potential to adopt everything, but as I've said many times before, someone asked me about Ripple in my comments yesterday, and when it comes to Ripple, it's either going to get adopted by all the banks in the world and be absolutely incredible in its value. Like, we're talking about massive gains, okay? It's either going to be the coin to rule us all because all the banks hop on board, or the banks just make their own. Historically, the world would tell you, if you open any book up, what do you think the banks are actually going to do? They're probably going to make one that they control 60%. Maybe 90%. So, I don't know. It's tough. Right now, if you actually pay attention to the job market, the dev market, for developers, for this technology, banks are desperate. It was like 6 months ago that I was reading a news report about banks paying $250,000. $250,000, guys. Signing bonus. $250,000 signing bonus. That sounds nice. Just for someone that can actually program in these languages. That's just nuts. That's just nuts. So that's how desperate they need it. Right now, there's a massive shortage on developers in the world because they're all millionaires over the last year, right? So people are pretty desperate for those. But these banks already are trying to get in on this stuff. They're trying to figure out how to do it for themselves, build the technologies and things like that. So I don't know. I don't know what my take is on Ripple. For now, it obviously has the branding. It's got the hype train. There's a ton of people holding it. Guys, I remember buying Ripple at 2 pennies. So here we are at $1.18. There's so many people that are in the green that at this point they could care less where it goes. Set your stop loss at 50 cents. Oh no, well, just ride it out. until there's clear bearish indicators, and we're a long ways from any very clear bearish indicators. It could take a couple months before we can even say with any confidence we're in some type of bear market, which we definitely aren't right now. Anyhow, so there's the long answer. Hey, yes, I have looked into Railblocks. Railblocks is one that I actually do like. I like the concept of it. You know, it's instant. It basically has no fees, and some pretty exciting technology there. You definitely go take a look at it. Something to be aware of. I do have some personal challenges with it that are a little complex to kind of talk about. I'm still trying to reel and deal with it, and it mostly comes down to the lack of fees, actually, just in the way that it's structured. You know, I've spent way too much time reading white papers this last year, more than I probably should. And when I go through white papers and I read about the different types of fees and the reasons that they exist, etc., there is an economical reason behind it. Basic economics, actually not basic. Sorry, that's actually why I'm struggling with it. It is not basic economics, and it's difficult to talk about and explain why some type of mining, whether it's proof of stake or proof of work, does actually inherently add value to the chain. And so for this one to not have any leaves me a little dumbfounded. I'm not going to sit here and talk about that it's not plausible. I just haven't mathematically quite figured out how it works in the scheme of things economically. With that being said, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like it's not in my portfolio either. So just keep that in mind, okay? But you know, there are so many projects out there that are amazing. It's hard not to go ahead and get a little skin in the game, because it forces you to pay attention, right? When you guys find a technology that you like and you're passionate about, don't just sit there and watch it go up and up and up waiting for a dip. No. Put a little bit in there, and then you'll be way more interested than you ever were in it. All right. So we've got, let's see, man, we got some people rolling in here. I just want to say Merry Christmas to you guys. Appreciate you all for being here. I can't say enough how an amazing year this has been. Guys, this stuff has completely changed my life. My outlook on life has changed. My perception on the world has changed. My perception on money has changed. My perception on what the potential of even my own life can be. And also my outlook even in the next 3 months, my outlook in the next year. I'm like having to strap myself into my chair, guys, because I'm just getting too excited right now about what the potential is. Like, I'm at this point right now. I was telling my wife, I said, look, babe, I don't care if I lost every single penny, because the potential, the outlook, the risk versus the reward. Guys, the reward is just stupid. We're talking stupid rewards, guys. If, you know, at the rate this is going, the amount of money that's coming in, the institutional money coming in, you guys saw the market get wrecked by institutional money. You know how it's institutional money? Go look at the volume. I want to teach you guys this. This is very important. Go right now and pull up the charts. Look at the volume. Okay, go to any exchange. GDAX is probably the best. Guys, did you see that we were doing like a week's worth, 2 weeks worth of volume in like a day to crash the market? That's not the general public or the people pushing it down. That's ridiculous. No, that's institutional money forcing it down. You see this all the time in free markets, but the thing is that you don't see it in stock markets because it's so strongly controlled and manipulated that it's very, very difficult to see these large ebb and flows. But this is actually how traditional free markets work. You will see these huge swings, up and down, up and down. You actually see this all the time. All the time in anything that's not stocks, things that are more tangible. I'm trying to think of a really, really good example. You will see hot Christmas toy, right? So whatever a hot Christmas toy is, you're going to see that go exponentially through the roof, right? A $50 toy, all of a sudden you're paying $250, $300 just to get your hands on it this Christmas, right? What do you think that's going to go to next month? There's going to it's going to be worth a whole lot less. The demand won't be there, and the ebb and flows are just massive, and that's even without the manufacturer creating more inventory available for sale, right? Because the inventory can't keep up right now. Same thing exists. All right, so go pay attention to the volume and look at that. It's really, really exciting to know that I say all this. This is the most important part. Institutional money is going to do the exact opposite as well. There will be days this year where you're not going to see Litecoin just drop, $100 in like an hour. You're going to see Litecoin go up $100 in 1 hour. All right? That is what's going to continue to happen as more institutionals join. You're going to see more volatility than ever before. I hope you guys are learning to hold. I hope you held. I hope that you guys are really grasping how important it is to do that. I hope you're buying the dips. I hope you're saving that money. I have there's two ways to get into the market, and I think that you should really look at setting up both for yourself. Okay, we got 2018 goals. You guys are trying to make resolutions and stuff. Resolutions are so hard to keep because we're horrible human beings. We don't do anything we say we're going to do. So it's really, really hard. Well, let's automate this, okay? Let's see what we can do to automate it. What you want to do is you need to go set up an automatic buy on something like Coinbase, okay? Set it up so that like every time you get a check or whatever, you can set it up for daily, weekly, but for the entire year, you have already dedicated that X amount of money is going into the market, and you don't even care what the price is at the time. You're just going to keep doing it. So that's one. The other would be to go ahead and do the same thing, but in your bank account. If you don't have an extra savings account or you don't have one set up, go do that. Bank accounts will now do daily transfers. Do daily transfers in your fiat currency and build up this repository. And call that repository the almighty dip repository. So when we have these dips, you're getting the maximum value as well, okay? So what's going to happen is you're going to have this consistent increase, right? The market's going like this, but the market, as it goes up, you have a consistent increase. You're going to average out what you own, okay? But at the same time, you're going to have this money set aside, so when there are these dips, you're able to cash in on it, and you're able to get in on it, okay? Guys, there were people who just bought Litecoin at $150. Where were you? Where were you? I know where I was. I was pounding that buy button. I hope you guys were too. Free money, guys. Free money. Up 100% since then. 100% gains. All I did was click a button. All I did was make sure that I have some additional money sitting there waiting. Get it in. That's what you got to do. All right. We got some more people coming in. Got a good chunk of people following, considering I've been out of it for a while. You guys check out the Mountain Dew hat. Special thanks to Melanie and Alex for the hat, the Mountain Dew hat. I hope you guys like that. Just for the King of Dew. I'm wearing that just for you guys. All right. So that's pretty much it. I think we'll go ahead and wrap it up. I really want to just say Merry Christmas, guys. I challenge each of you when you go and you're meeting your friends and family, make sure that you guys are, without a doubt, telling your friends about your success this year, okay? Tell them about your success. I challenge each of you to consider the wealth that you've created this year. Do good with it. It's done good to you. Go, share it. And when you go and you share it, if you're going to do a charitable donation, maybe you're just buying someone lunch, right? Maybe it's a coworker you really appreciate that's done a lot for you this year. Whatever it is. When you give them that money, when you hand them the check or you're paying the bill, you just need to let them know, hey, I just paid for that with cryptocurrency. All right? This year I've been so blessed to be a part of this amazing community, and I really, really hope that you'll check it out. The other thing that you can do that I strongly encourage you to do, and I have a friend that's actually doing this, is go ahead, get some gift cards, and just give away this stuff. Just give it away. Okay? But do it strategically. All right? Find projects that are really exciting. Maybe it's easy to understand. And just get people into this stuff. Get them interested. Okay? There's a few projects I would recommend. One is just Steam. I don't care how you feel about Steam, but it's one hell of a blockchain. It is one hell of a blockchain. The technology that's behind it, it works. I don't care what you think about it. It works. And it makes sense to a normal person. Okay? Maybe you just gift somebody a couple Steam. I don't know. Get them signed up. Tell them to follow you on Steam it. Which, by the way, follow me on Steam it. Link down below. But maybe Steam it. Maybe if the person is an educated person, and they're interested in they you know, maybe give them just a little bit of Ethereum, maybe an entire EOS. I tell you what, guys, if I got an EOS for Christmas, I'd be so excited right now. I'd be so excited. Go through and just find a project that you're passionate about. That doesn't, you know, it's not going to set you back. You know, and just start gifting it out to everybody you see. Go ahead and make sure that people have it. You know, then you get to create this opportunity where you get to sit down with them and you get to create a wallet. You get to create a transaction with them as you send it to them. You teach them how to write down their seed, and you know, you explain how now it's unbelievably secure because you've done this and that, and you know, you start wrapping their brains around it, guys. There's just so much opportunity. And that's my best recommendation for you guys this Christmas as you guys spend it with your families. I might be live streaming again, just hopping on, talking about the markets, because this stuff, guys, I think this stuff's got to get out of control, and it's just my personal opinion. Strictly my personal opinion. But, hey, I see your guys' feedback and comments. You know, some of you guys like the comparisons. Some of you say that they're not quite right, and you may have a better comparison. Share that. That's what we're here to do in this chat, guys. That's what we're here to do in the comments below. If you have a better way of explaining something than I do, that's the whole reason I started this channel. I don't want to talk to myself. I'm not here to talk to myself, guys. Go ahead and share that. We're here to learn together. There is so much here to learn that I think if you had a PhD in this stuff, you still wouldn't even come close to 1% of how much there is to learn in this space. All right? And we want to keep learning together. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is the real wealth here. Think about it, guys. You actually, at the end of the day, each one of you, you know what your true wealth, you know where it really came from? Your education. You sat down, you looked at this stuff, you studied this stuff, you seek to understand it. You just didn't throw money at it. You put in hard work this year. You're being rewarded. You will be rewarded next year as well. Continue to work hard. Continue to communicate with each other. Let's work together. And let's do this. We're going to the moon, guys. Oh, man. Oh, man. So, again, I really appreciate you guys. I hope that you guys have the most merriest of Christmases. You know, I've had the most blessed year. I cannot believe what's happened in my life. I personally thank God for all of it. I am completely blown away. As much as He has given me, He can also take it all away in a moment. And I'm just unbelievably thankful, unbelievably blessed. I've got a healthy family. I'm going to go spend you know, Christmas with my family. And it's going to be the most joyous of Christmases. And I hope that you guys have an amazing Christmas as well. I really, really want to appreciate everyone this year who's donated to the channel, subscribed to the channel. They've given back to me in ways that you can't believe. Guys, I've had, again, going back to the comments, I've had people leave me comments to go learn about something, and I went and I did my hard work on it. Massive gains. Massive gains because of a comment. Because I went and I went with an open mind and I went looking for the value. I identified the value. I calculated the value. I saw that it was undervalued. I saw also the potential. I calculate the potential when I do this too, guys. You know, I'm not a huge fan of it. Like when something is just undervalued, you buy it, right? It's like, well, that's kind of like buying a car on the cheap. You know, okay, cool. So you bought a car $1,000 less. No, I want to buy something where it also has some serious potential as well. And I've been getting better at calculating what potential market caps can be, running the numbers. I've learned so much about doing technical analysis this year. I've learned Elliott waves. I've learned how to do fib charting, and I'm still 100% an amateur, but you know what? I've put up big dollars. I have taken money out of the market, and I have purchased education materials from people who are professionals at this stuff, people who have been able to prove, actually put it on paper, show it, the actual returns that they've done, people that are way smarter than me I'm learning from. And I can tell you that I have personally, because of the additional education, identified opportunity and seen returns that I typically wouldn't. And I'm not going to sit here and tell all you guys to go do the same, okay? Because I know not all of you should be trading. Most of you should just be holding, okay? It takes too much time, too much work. You have to be unbelievably passionate about it. You've got to be like hardcore nerding out about charts, numbers, math. You got to be analytical. You've got to be able to, you know, have spreadsheets on 3 screens and be working numbers and things like that. If that's not you, just hold, right? And don't even listen to my advice about getting in and out and things like that at certain times. Just buy what you're passionate about. Diversify in things that you're excited about. Highly recommend that you have a large percentage of portfolio in things that have a market cap of at least $200 million. Please, at least $200 million market cap. Yes, I'm not gonna lie. There's things you could. I mean, hell, you could go put $10 into a small cap. Go ahead and do that. Go ahead and put $10 into it, because if it works out, if it becomes a top 100 coin, your $10 will be, you know, I don't know, $10,000. Okay, so I get it, but anyhow, guys, man, are you passionate about this? I am pumped. I am pumped for 2018. I'm just pumped for Christmas. I am pumped for Christmas right now because this year was the most amazing year for me. And I can't be more grateful, guys. I am so grateful for all of you, and I really appreciate each and one of you. And I hope that you guys will be here with me next year. I'm going to be sharing a little bit more about things I'll be doing with this channel. I've been talking about doing some other channels as well. I want to start helping people a little bit more. And I also want to just bring a different flair, a different perspective into the crypto space. I want to start looking at it a different way. I want to start focusing more on the potential of cryptocurrency and blockchain, because you've heard me say it 1,000 times. I'm more excited about blockchain technology. This whole currency stuff, okay, I get it. It's huge. I understand. But the technology, the value, the very, very, very high value that is underneath a lot of these blockchains in the solutions, all the different problems they solve, is so much value that right now it's almost priceless. You know, we're talking about entire industries getting completely demolished, revolutionized, rebuilt from the ground up, exponentially more efficient, more powerful. So I'm excited about it. All right, guys. I appreciate each one of you. I hope you guys had an amazing year as well. If you're just getting into this, next year is going to be more amazing. Just buckle up. Buckle up, guys. All right. Well, I've got to go because I've got so much to do. I've got more presents I still got to wrap and all that fun stuff. I hope you guys are enjoying, in some parts of in the world now, watching this, you're enjoying your Christmas Eve. And I hope that it is a joyous one with your friends and family. Some of you that do have to work and have to grind it out, I hope that this video brings you some joy, brings you some hope for next year. And I hope that you have a wonderful day at work if you're having to work, this weekend and through the holiday. You know, I'm here to support you through that. Want you to know that you are welcomed here. You belong here in this community. This is people like you. All right. This is where you belong, right here, and we're in this together. And next year is going to be a great year. All right, guys. So as always, have a wonderful, wonderful day. And I am the King of Do. And may the force be with you.